Right now, 2 people are injured after a shooting on Madison's west side. We'll tell you what we know as police investigate the incident.
Plus, contact has been made with a Wisconsin kayaker who faked his own death. The efforts by police to get him back home.
And air travel could be slowed this holiday season. How a staffing shortage is impacting the FAA's operations. It's all coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
First tonight, 2 people are injured after a shooting on Madison's west side.
Madison police were called to Schrader Road a little before 4:30 this afternoon. Officers arrived on the scene and provided medical aid. Both victims were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. No arrests have been made, and police are investigating the shooting. If you have any information, contact Madison Area Crime Stoppers.
Today marks the 3rd anniversary of the 2021 Waukesha Christmas Parade tragedy.
On November 21st, 2021, Darrell Brooks drove into the crowded parade, killing 6 people and injuring more than 40 others. After a lengthy trial, Brooks was sentenced to 6 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of early release. 4 days later, on November 21st, flags across Wisconsin were lowered to half-staff to honor the victims of the parade tragedy on the 1-year anniversary of the attack. And a year later, Governor Evers ordered flags to fly at half-staff once more to mark the tragedy and praised the Waukesha community for its ability to come together.
And today, Waukesha community members gathered to remember the lives lost on this 3rd anniversary of the tragedy. A ceremony held to unveil parts of a new memorial there, and those include a heart-shaped structure at Grady Park, along with a tile wall created by the community. And there are also 6 benches with plaques to honor the 6 victims killed in the attack: Tamara Durand, Wilhelm Hospel, Jane Kulich, Leanna Owen, Virginia Sorensen, and Jackson Sparks.
We'll also be planting a survivor's tree, a gift from the 9/11 Memorial and Museum in New York. The tree will become another symbol of resilience and hope for our community as well as our nation.
Flags across the state remain lowered from sunrise to sunset under Executive Order 244.
Well, let's get a check on the weather now. The alert day conditions have ended. Things calming down tonight.
That's right. The active weather's moved out. Jacob has more as we try to dry out a bit. Jacob?
Yeah, let's take a look at some of the snowfall totals from across our area. How about 6.5 inches reported in Beaver Dam, 4 inches in Jefferson. Here at WISC-TV, we reported around 2 inches of snow. Downtown Madison saw around 2.5 inches of snowfall. Now, as we look at the current radar, that rain that we've been seeing the last few hours looks like it's mostly cleared up. Still seeing a few very light sprinkles, but that is just about it. As we take a look at the temperatures, lower 40s, upper 30s across Dane County. That's the case for much of the area, but they're not going to drop all that much for the rest of the night. Looking at the winds, fairly calm, so that is the good news. Mostly under 10 miles per hour. A few areas still seeing some breezy weather. And as we look at the forecast throughout the night, we're not expecting any more rainfall, but the clouds are going to continue, which will keep those low temperatures from dropping too much more from what they are right now. So we're only going to have lows in the upper 30s compared to the lower 40s we're seeing right now. But I'll talk more in detail about some very cold weather just on the horizon, as well as tracking our next chance of precipitation. All those details will be coming up later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. And this is the first appreciable amount of snowfall of the season. That sent many folks slipping and sliding around in this slush. The city of Madison says it was prepared for the weather. Crews were out on the roads 4:30 this morning after some heavy evening snowfall. And since then, they were out plowing. But city officials say trucks are now mostly focused on salting.
We've had the plows down a bit, but not too bad. Usually that first time around, we had to put the plow down, but since then the salt and the temperatures have prevented us from having to, constantly be plowing.
City says temperatures are warm enough where the slush and rain won't turn into slippery ice.
Nasty weather continues to batter the Pacific Northwest and Northern California. Following this week's bomb cyclone, an atmospheric river has parked itself over Northern California, dropping heavy snow and record amounts of rain. Forecasters are warning some areas could receive as much as 16 inches before the storm moves out on Saturday. Flooding has already impacted some of the state's vineyards in Sonoma County.
Everybody's adapting. That's new. That didn't happen 10 years ago, 5 years ago, but we're needing to try and compromise with the earth.
We're just kind of waiting and seeing, and just grateful to have firewood right now and keeping the place warm.
The storm started earlier in the week and left around 500,000 people in Washington state and Oregon without electricity. At least 2 people died in Washington because of falling trees.
Contact has been made with the Watertown man who faked his death on Green Lake this summer. Deputies made contact with Ryan Borgwart on November 11th with the help of a woman who speaks Russian. They would not share any more information about her connection to Borgwart or if they're together now. The sheriff says Borgwart was dealing with personal matters and felt this was the right thing to do, but also feels remorse.
He talks about that. He also feels bad about the amount of hours that we have put in and the community. He says, you know, I got myself in a situation and I just got to try to get out of it. The situation I'm talking about is when he faked his own death, okay? Because it wasn't in his plan to do that. So he's got to try to make that better with his family now.
According to the sheriff, Borgward faces an obstruction charge, and the sheriff's office is seeking restitution in the amount of $35,000 to $40,000. But officials do not believe warrants are needed if he voluntarily returns home.
James Miker, the man accused of inappropriately touching 2 young boys while teaching swimming lessons in 2022, testified in court today. It was the second day of Miker's trial. He's facing 3 felony counts of second-degree sexual assault of a child. Miker pleaded not guilty. Each of the boys, their mothers, and the director of the Oregon pool where the swimming classes took place all testified yesterday. Jurors are set to return to the courtroom for the trial to continue tomorrow.
The Juneau County Sheriff's Office asking hunters to keep an eye out for any signs of a missing woman. Leah Stewart was last seen July 4th of 2023 near Mauston on 19th Avenue. She was wearing a black shirt, dark colored shorts, and no shoes. Hunters are being asked to inspect their property for any signs that might help in finding her. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Juneau County Sheriff's Office.
Gun deer season begins in just a couple of days, and for many hunters, this is the time to inspect your heating systems. A quick check can prevent a dangerous or fatal buildup of carbon monoxide. We Energies says the best way to stay safely warm is to install a carbon monoxide detector in your cabin. Hunters should also check heating vents, flues, and chimneys to make sure they're all clear. Inspect fuel-burning appliances and never use a portable electric generator indoors.
A record number of people are expected to fly over the Thanksgiving holiday next week. The TSA predicting next Tuesday and Wednesday will be the busiest, along with Sunday after the holiday. About 3 million travelers will take to the skies on each of those days. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg discussed how the Biden administration has prepared for the surge.
We can take and have taken a number of steps to make travel better. The efficiency of flights themselves, the facilities at the airport that you use before and after you're on board, and of course the new expansive passenger protections that we have secured in the event that your travel is disrupted.
Now, as far as hitting the roads, AAA expects nearly 72 million Americans to drive 50 miles or more, a record high, up from last year and pre-pandemic numbers. The FAA says it may need to slow down air traffic during peak travel times this holiday season. That is due to staffing shortages. The Northeast could be hit the hardest, especially New York, due to a shortage of air traffic controllers in the area. In September, the agency said it had met its yearly goal of hiring 1,800 controllers. The FAA says any slowdowns in air traffic will be done to keep the skies safe for travelers.
Your grocery bill this Thanksgiving could be the lowest it's been in years. Prices for soft drinks, bacon, bread, cheddar cheese, and milk have all leveled off. You will be paying slightly more for cranberries and wine, but less for green beans and pumpkins. And more importantly, the price for a turkey is way down. A whole bird is $1.40 per pound. That is 16% less than it was last year and the lowest it's been in 5 years.
For the first time in a couple of years, we're really seeing prices remain steady versus last year, which is great. You're able to save 30% with most retailers when you buy private label.
Despite cheaper turkey costs, grocers recommend only buying what you need. Experts say you should also consider whether it's cheaper to make it versus buy it, especially when it comes to things like desserts.
And still ahead at 10, Jacob tells us about when the snow will move back into our forecast.
Plus, President-elect Donald Trump has a new nominee for Attorney General, why Matt Gaetz dropped out, and what challenges some of the other nominees may face. That's next.
Big Beautiful Sectional for just $9.87 with a free ottoman. Big deals.
Black Friday deals.
All month long, up to 60% off list. Deals so big, prices so low. While they last, only at Slumberland Furniture.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $6,400 total value. Plus, no monthly payments until next year.
For an attractive offer, visit these GMC dealers today.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health, know how much you matter to this world.
At Capri Communities, we're breaking the mold, embracing fun, and loving life every step of the way.
All right, time to show these kids how it's done. I'm coming for you, Dave. Bring it on, Harriet.
Adventure is ageless. Come live it up with us at Capri Communities.
It's your last chance. Menards' 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day. Take care of any job with Bosch Power Tools. Menards carries over 75 Bosch tools in stock. Whether you need to rip, cut, drill, or drive, Bosch Power Tools provide the power you need to tackle the toughest jobs. Shop Menards' great selection of power tools today, like this Bosch 18-volt hammer drill kit. On sale for only $119. Plus, get an 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards. It's the Black Friday mattress sale at Slumberland, up to 60% off list. Get a Sealy Posturepedic high-brand mattress for just $699. Or save up to $800 on select adjustable mattress sets.
I hear those help reduce snoring.
A Madison apartment complex plagued by poor conditions and deadly violence.
My son got killed 2 months later.
Find out what happened after an outcry and desperate actions by residents here at the Harmony Apartments. News 3 Now investigates, Monday at 6.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
President-elect Donald Trump has a new pick for Attorney General after former Congressman Matt Gaetz withdrew from consideration amid allegations of sexual misconduct.
Torian Small has the details from Washington.
President-elect Donald Trump announced his new choice for Attorney General as Pam Bondi, who served as Florida's Attorney General and a prosecutor for close to 2 decades. On social media, Trump wrote in part that Bondi, who is a longtime ally, was very tough on violent criminals and made the streets safe for Florida families. Trump chose Bondi the same day former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz withdrew from consideration for the job.
There's a sense of relief about it, of course.
Trump picked Gaetz despite allegations he attended 10 to 15 sex parties in the past that included illicit drugs. Gaetz is also accused of having sex with a minor, allegations he's denied. Beginning in 2019, the Justice Department also investigated allegations involving sex trafficking and obstruction and declined to charge Gaetz last year.
I got the sense that the process was going to be challenging.
CBS News has learned that at least 8 Republican senators would have voted against Gates. Gates said his expected nomination to lead the Justice Department was unfairly becoming a distraction, and there's no time to waste.
The confirmation process is a key constitutional role of the Senate. We should move relatively swiftly through the confirmation process, but ask thorough questions.
Another Trump cabinet selection, Pete Hegseth for Defense Secretary, spoke publicly for the first time Thursday about his alleged sexual assault of a woman in 2017. A newly released police report includes details of an encounter he says was consensual.
Did you sexually assault a woman in Monterey, California?
I have, as far as the media is concerned, I'll keep this very simple. The matter was fully investigated, and I was completely cleared.
Hegseth's attorney told CBS News police found the allegations to be false. Torian Small, CBS News, Washington.
Well, Thanksgiving is 1 week from tonight, and it's coming just weeks after a divisive U.S. presidential election. Psychiatrists are offering up a few tips on how to stop politics from ruining your holiday. Mental health experts recommend setting expectations before the gathering to decide which topics are off limits and try to focus on the holiday, not on politics.
If we can really set the intention that the holidays are really about that, it can make a very big difference. I really recommend having just a one-liner to be able to diffuse these difficult conversations if it gets to a contentious point. An example of something you might be able to say is, I really respect your opinion on this matter, and we're going to have to agree to disagree.
It's very good advice. If you need a break from a difficult conversation, she suggests deep breathing or even going for a brisk walk outdoors. It's also important to remember you cannot control your loved one's opinions. You can only control how you respond to those differences.
And remember, pie cures everything.
Yes, it does.
More than 167,000 pounds of ground beef have been recalled due to possible E. coli contamination. That beef was shipped to restaurants nationwide from Wolverine Packing Company. Since the beginning of November, 15 people who had eaten ground beef reported feeling ill. This was in Minnesota. A sample tested on November 20th was positive for E. coli. Impacted items could have been either fresh or frozen.
Doctors at SSM Health are highlighting the importance of food safety amid these E. coli outbreaks. This week, another outbreak of the disease was linked to organic carrots. The CDC says one person has died and dozens of others have been sickened across 18 states. Young children, the elderly, pregnant women, and people who are immunocompromised make up the groups most at risk of severe illness. Doctors say there are steps you can take at home to limit catching the disease.
It is super important to, first of all, personally wash our hands before we touch our food things. And secondly, it's really important to wash off fruits and vegetables before we eat them. And when it comes to terms of meat and poultry, it's really important that we prepare those on separate plates.
Now, doctors add there are many different strains of E. coli, and we actually want to have the more positive strains inside us.
We will remain dry tonight. That trend will stick around the next couple of days.
Jacob Montesano is here with more on when the snow could return. Jacob?
Thanks, Susan. If you take a look at the 3 things you need to know, the first one you guys just mentioned, it is going to be dry for Friday and Saturday, possibly Sunday as well, as temperatures will remain seasonable, but this time of the year, that means temperatures are going to be fairly cold. We do have a chance of rain late Sunday, and then we could see some snow on the back end of that system. So let's take a look at the current radar once again. We've been seeing some rain the last few hours. A lot of that has really dried up, and we are going to continue to be dry for the rest of the night with just a few sprinkles possible. Now, other parts of the, especially east and southeast of us, still dealing with that system, and this system is really going to take its time to move out of the United States. The northeast is still going to see this system linger around for tomorrow and Saturday as well, but we have seen the last of it as we are focused on the system out west that could bring some rainfall Monday. Now here's a look at the forecast for tomorrow. We'll have plenty of cloud cover throughout the day. High temperatures in at the lower 40s, pretty close to normal for this time of the year. As we look at the weekend, a pretty similar forecast. We'll see a little bit more sunshine, highs in the lower 40s Saturday, a little mild on Sunday, but still pretty cold. And then by the time we get to the overnight hours, that's when we could start to see some rain mix in. Now, as we look at the full rain chances, it is important to point out that it's not very guaranteed that we will see that precipitation with this next system. Not as likely as we have seen with this past system where we saw all that snow earlier today. Now here's a look at the forecast throughout the weekend. Again, a good amount of cloud cover, but some peaks of sunshine are still possible here and there. And as we get into Sunday night, especially Monday morning, that's when we could start to see some of that rain and snow move into the area. It looks like it will start out as rain and then some snow is possible on the back end of this system. And at this point in time, accumulation is very uncertain. It's definitely possible, but it's not too clear just to how much snow we could get. Looks like at the worst, we'll see about as much as we saw today, but still, again, we're not expecting a ton of accumulation with this system, and it will clear out by the overnight hours. Now, as we look at the full 7 to 10 day forecast, we are going to see temperatures fluctuate a little bit the next couple of days. And then once we get to Monday and continuing all the way through Thanksgiving, notice these high temperatures are going to slowly decline with highs in the 20s by the time we get to next weekend, and overnight lows could drop into the teens. So we are definitely going to see winter-like temperatures around Thanksgiving. It looks like we'll see fairly dry conditions after Monday through Black Friday, but then we do have a good chance of some snowfall next weekend, and obviously a lot can change between now and then, but it is possible we could see a good amount of snowfall during that time frame. Again, no need to panic or anything, but we are tracking the possibility of snow during that time. But at the very least, it looks like it's going to be a pretty cold Thanksgiving, so definitely get ready to bundle up.
And coming up in sports, welcome to the 1K Club, Sarah. The milestone Williams reached in just 66 games as a Badger. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Here at Melio Sandwiches, we're all about facts. Fact number 1, we bake our own bread every 4 hours, every day. Fact number 2, we hand slice our meats to perfection, just the way you like it. Melio's, baking a difference since 1989.
I got my together. I got my together.
The whole class knows I got my together.
Just say it. You can get your shots together too. Your COVID-19 shot and your flu shot at the same visit as recommended by the CDC.
I got my shots together, dude.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both.
Are you getting your together?
The holidays. And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $299 a month. Or find your red tag and get 0% financing on the all-new 2025 Equinox.
At Spectrum, we believe every day unlocks unlimited possibilities to bring you closer to the people and places you love. Spectrum transforms your gaming experience into a galaxy of adventures. And with the fastest, most reliable internet, you're always front row to the entertainment you love, no matter where you are. Get Spectrum Internet Premier for $30 per month when bundled plus a 3-year price guarantee. Call 1-833-440-0029. Spectrum Internet puts streaming live TV, sports, and popular apps all at your fingertips.
Ready for the best Black Friday prices guaranteed? You'll find them at Fleet Farm. Doors open Friday at 5 a.m. with a free plush penguin for the first 500. Then enjoy great deals like a Blackstone griddle with free cover and accessories for just $199.99. A Milwaukee Pack-Out Toolbox System with free organizer is only $229.97. Plus, take 30% off all in-store footwear. And if you can't wait, early Black Friday shopping starts Wednesday at 8 p.m. Online only. Only at Fleet Farm.
sandwiches, we're all about facts. Fact number 1, we bake our own bread every 4 hours, every day. Fact number 2, we hand slice our meats to perfection, just the way you like it. Milios, baking a difference since 1989.
It's been a historic season for Potosi-Cassville. The Chieftains advanced the state for the first time as a co-op. Now it's time to cap off their undefeated season with a Division VII state title. You just have to beat last year's champ Edgar. Now Mark Siegert has a saying, it's always sunny in 75. Safe to say his team bought into that mindset. First quarter though, Wildcats on the move. Will Hackle goes straight up the gut from 10 yards out to make it 6-0 Edgar. And then later, more Wildcats. This time, it's Maverick Butt running right into your living room. That makes it a 2-score game, and Potosi-Cassville comes up short in the final. Chieftains finish runner-up in D7.
Everybody wants to hoist that gold ball, and like I said, I thought we had what it takes to get it done, and I'll go to my grave knowing that. But just today, we just didn't get it done. I'm really proud of them, and they checked every single box. There's nothing to be ashamed of here. So, so I'm just really proud of these guys.
Wisconsin women's hockey is dealing with something they haven't felt all this season. The stinging feeling of a loss, which happened last Saturday in Columbus. Since then, practices have been a little more focused. Now, they're still joking around and having fun, but let's just say it might be a long weekend if you're St. Thomas, because this group is skating with a purpose, to not feel that way again.
It's kind of a gut check. We're not undefeated anymore. Like, there's someone who's beaten us. Have a little chip on your shoulder and kind of move on, because, we still have a ton of games left. But just kind of in the back of your head, that, someone beat you, and, it's kind of that feeling that you got to, be better than them.
The Wisconsin women hosting a UIC tonight, and it didn't take long for Sarah Williams to make her mark. Second quarter, she banks it home for 2 of her game-high 20 points, and in the process, Williams became the 29th Badger to join the 1,000-point club. But she wasn't the only one scoring down low. Carter McCray was a perfect 5 for 5 from the floor. She added in 10, and Wisconsin gets the win. 61-57 is your final. We're back after this.
During the CERTA Black Friday event at Ashley, follow the experts and save up to $600 on select CERTA Perfect Sleeper X adjustable sets. Plus, get up to $300 in free furniture, 60-month special financing, and free delivery at Ashley.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with the Ford crew.
Maverick, Ranger.
Another truckload of trucks?
Big event needs a big selection. Right, like the Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. Gas, hybrid, electric, and big selection means great deals. Exactly, which means it's the best time to buy.
Choose Flex Buy on F-150 and get 1.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus 1,000 Flex Buy and 1,000 holiday bonus cash. See your Wisconsin Ford dealer.
The best part of our all-natural, no antibiotics ever pork and chicken meatballs is how versatile and convenient they are. They're fully cooked and go so well in so many sauces and dishes. They're packed with protein and are free from gluten, dairy, soy, and wheat. And they taste amazing. Jones, making mealtime better since 1889.
After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief, my recommendation is simple. Every home should have Salon Paws. Powerful, yet non-addictive. Targeted and long-lasting. I recommend Salon Paws. It's good medicine.
Get a great deal and do a great deal of good when you shop at Habitat Restore. From furniture and decor to appliances and building materials, we've got everything you need for your next project. Shop our convenient East and West locations today.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. for a hand up. Apply today.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. With the pulling power to prove it. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory. Get 5.9% APR for 84 months on Sierra heavy-duty Denali models. That's over $5,300 in average finance savings.
The day before Thanksgiving at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Get incredible doorbusters starting at $2.99. Dishwashers, chest freezers, laundry pairs, ranges. Buy 3, get 3 free on 6-piece packages from top brands.
Wednesday only.
Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
The first warm weather team takes you beyond the barometer. Only on News 3 Now.
It's a really tough day for Gates, which explains why he looks so surprised.
The Bears got House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries and Jeffrey Wright. CBS tonight.
A small silver coin set a world record this week. It sold for $2.5 million. The coin about the size of a nickel. It was struck in Boston back in 1652. Auctioneers say it was discovered in an old cabinet in Amsterdam around 2016, and the owner only recently researched his find.
The coin is thought to have come from the Quincy family of Boston, a political dynasty that included Abigail Adams, wife of John Adams, and John Quincy Adams, the 6th president of the United States. The coin surpassed the previous record price of more than $646,000 for an American coin that was struck before the revolution.
Again, we're wondering who has the money. Yes. Jacob's back as we take a final check of the forecast.
Yeah, over the next 7 to 10 days, it's certainly going to continue to feel like winter. Now, the next few days, fairly quiet, plenty of cloud cover, highs in the 40s. And then starting Monday, temperatures will slowly decline throughout Thanksgiving week with highs possibly only in the 20s by next weekend. We have a chance of rain and snow on Monday. As I mentioned earlier, accumulation very unclear at this moment. But it does look like our area only going to see light precipitation from Tuesday through Friday of Thanksgiving week, with some snow possible the weekend after Thanksgiving. So like I mentioned, it is definitely going to continue to feel like winter. Highs only in the lower 30s for Thanksgiving, so it'll be cold then as well. So get ready to continue to bundle up going forward.
Good cooking weather.
Yeah, exactly.
Jacob, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Have a good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.